matter how slow I was going, it still felt like the sports car was sportsing. Okay, it was sportsing. Number one, the car, my mom, it was a gift to my mom from my dad for their anniversary. But my mom didn't like the sports car because it was just too fast. So my dad ended up getting her a Jeep and a Cadillac truck and another car. And my dad ended up keeping the sports car, and it was just like his boy toy. But he was never really playing with it. He'd take it to the beach here and there or crank it up, but he would never, that was never they pick a choice or select, or when they was finna go outside and sprout and be about, they would never pick that car. You know what I'm saying? So when I took it on a test drive, I was like, whoa, it was like, zzz. I'm like, hold on, whoa, cowboy, I need to ease up. So I started trying to ease up off the gas. So as I eased up, it was still going fast, but I was able to still handle it. Now, me saying yes to going to Charlotte party, I said I'd be there, but me not being smart, I didn't even get the girl address. I didn't even get an address. So I pulls up to the McDonald's that we work at. I'm like, yo, Charlotte here? They like, nah. I'm like, Rod here? They like, nah, he been off. I go back, you know what I'm saying, to the car. So now people coming on a break, they coming out there, they like, oh, that's yours? That's yours? I'm like, so I'm capping. Yeah, this money. They like, man, that's nice. And the inside, when you open the door, like at the bottom where like the brakes and stuff at, it was like LED blue. It had like the little blue in there and all that. So they're like, man, this is nice. This is nice. I'm like, yeah. So I got the door open. I got music playing. So I hit Charlotte up. I'm like, hey, I'm like, how do I get to the party? She like, where you at? I'm like, I'm at the McDonald's. She like, all you got to do is just keep a straight shot. She like, I'm only like 4 or 5 blocks away from the McDonald's. I'm like, can you, like me, I'm the type that, look, I know directions when I know how to get there. Okay, once I make it to a destination, I need your help. You need to just come on. You need to just come on, because I'm not finna try to get lost and figure it out. Just come meet me. So she like, all right, I'm finna come up to the store right now. So she comes up to McDonald's right now. I'm in the inside. I'm getting the juice. And so she like, hello. And I'm looking at her. She might as well, I don't know what she had on. I saw nothing but skin. She had on like these little bitty tight shorts. They look like, almost in a sense, like biker shorts. Them fishnet stockings again. I don't know how many fishnet stockings she has. But she had it looked like the same ones again, but it could have been different. She had that. Then she had on like a little halter top, but it was fishnet. And she had like a little bustier, but everything was just looking nice. Everything was looking on the up. So immediately when I saw, I'm like, ooh. She like, what? I'm like, nothing. I'm like, you look nice. I'm like, okay. So I grabbed. So she like, do you want to work or do you want to go? She like, cause I got people at my crib. I'm like, all right, come on, let's go. So she thinking that, you know what I'm saying, like we're about to walk off and probably like just walk to her crib. So as soon as we come out the front, I open the door for her, boom, she goes, boop, boop. She like, this yours? I'm like, yeah. She like, I love the rims. They was black rims on that. She like, I love the rims. I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm like, wait, don't touch the door. So I hurry up, I go around. I open up the passenger side. Joe, I'm talking about Joe. I'm talking about y'all lock in, like for real, lock in. So I open up the door. She gets in. I'm like, you in? She like, yeah. So boom, I shut the door. I'm feeling good. I'm talking about ego went like, Joe, I felt like I was 6'5" on her. I felt like I pumped man, I felt real good, right? I felt like that guy. So boom, I get in the car. Now, mind you, the car go fast, but in my mind, I gotta realize that I better act cool because it's supposed to be my car. So I crank it up. Bow Wow still going. So she was like, oh, this is my song. I'm like, put your seatbelt on. So I click my seatbelt. She like, okay, so look, you gonna go just hit this left and you're gonna go straight down as soon as you come out. And she like, my house is right on the street. Like, it was basically like on a busy street. So it's like, it was right there. So I was like, all right. So I'm like, okay. So I hit the gas a little bit because I didn't want to take off like, woo, like we already did, like I did the first time. So I tapped that bad boy. Woo. Soon as I felt the jerk, she was like, "Ooh," and I just kept it going right there because I didn't want it to feel like that I didn't know what I was doing. So boom, I got it. I get to the red light. So she like, "I like this." I'm like, "Thanks." I'm like, "We could let the tops down too." She like, "Ooh, let it down." So I end up, boom, hitting the button. Opens up, right? It's a right? Opens up. She like, "Oh," so I'm like, "Just don't try nothing crazy. Don't go up there." She like, "I'm not." I'm like, "All right." So she put her hand on my thigh. Now, mind you, this is my first time even driving a sports car. So for you to be putting your hand on my thigh, you will get ate up. I would not be able to, we're going to crash. You better don't do no sudden move. Just keep it there. So I'm trying to be cool. So pulls off, boom, it hits green. So, I'm feeling it now. My song come on. She like, "It's on that side." I'm like, "Erk!" I hit the brake. She like, "Oh," I'm like, "My bad." I'm like, "You okay?" She like, "Yeah." So I hit the U-turn. Look, I didn't even know the rules for real of the road. Didn't even know I couldn't even do that. Now that I'm older, I knew that was dead wrong. We could have risked somebody's life in a car or either both. So boom, I don't know how to parallel park. Remember that. So I'm trying to find a parking spot. So she like, "Yeah, you can park anywhere right here." So I'm like, "Here, you just going to hit the party." I'm like, "Let me find a parking spot." So I'm looking at the signs, I'm reading them. I'm like, okay, this is a tow. They'll tow you right here. So I'm just driving around in a circle. So boom, I found the spot. It was an empty spot. I found it. But it was like a few houses away from hers. Boom, I get in there. It took me forever. Because I went in, came back out, went in, came back out, went in, came back. I'm like, "Oh, I'm just trying to fit the car in here." Right? So I finally fit it in. Boom, I got my spot. I hit the doop. You know what I'm saying? Hit the skip to Baloo, right? Boom. Gets to her crib. You can hear the party. Everybody in it get tipsy. Everybody in it get tipsy. Now everybody in it getting tipsy. Right? So I'm like, man, so I'm going up the few stairs like, clip the keys to my pants pocket. Clip the keys. So now I'm in the party. Everybody, everybody chiefing in there, drinking in there, everybody having shots, playing cards. It's going down. So I'm trying to peep out the place. So he see me like, "Oh, you can come out." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Why not?" He like, "Oh, you look nice." I'm like, "Thank you." Now remember, he dressed like a guy, but he wore all type of feminine, like tight jeans, tight, like when he went out, like tight, like he was a feminine guy, but he still dressed like a guy, you know what I'm saying? But just tight clothes, you feel me? No dresses or nothing like that, but just tight clothes. So, it's kind of catching me off beat. Now, he being more nicer to me than he be when I'm working with him. So he like, "You look nice." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Thank you." I'm like, "Where's Charlotte at?" He like, "You love being on my friend, don't you?" So him and Charlotte, when they see each other, he be like, "B." They call each other B's, back and forth, if you know what I mean. So he was like, "Yo, this is a crazy party." So he pulled his glasses down. She's like, "I got some Jello shots." So she like, "Yeah, you want one?" So I'm like, "Yeah." So she grabbed my arm and wrapped it around her waist. And I was behind her, holding her, right? And we taking Jello shots. So she like, "Come here." So she just grabbed me. So I'm like, this girl really like me, right? So I'm like, okay, she must like me. So boom, she started filling her drinks. Now I'm over there by the refrigerator. Now I'm filling the drinks a little bit, but I know I better not drink if I'm going to be driving that sports car. So I had a few shots. I didn't do too much, but I was chiefing like a chimney. So I was very much so on the opposite side, getting it in 6 to 10. Okay. So I'm over there. I'm chiefing. We going crazy. So the party is just super lit. Now I feel in my pocket that my phone is vibrating. I feel it vibrate. So I grab my phone. I see it's Marky. I'm like, "What's up?" He like, "You can hear me?" I'm like, "Yeah." He like, "I think mama is moving around in the house." I'm like, "What?" He like, "I think mama is moving around the house." I'm like, "You sure she in the house?" He like, "Yes." I'm like, "How you know she in the house?" I'm like, "That could be Caleb." And so he like, "Man, just come home. I'm like, I'll be home soon. I'm like, just stall for me. He like, what you want me to say? I'm like, just tell her I'm asleep. I was super tired. I threw up. I wasn't feeling good. I don't know. He like, and when she continued to keep knocking on the door, what if she used the key to open the door? I'm like, don't worry about that. I said, I'll be home. Just give me an hour. He like, all right. Boop, I hung up. Right? Hung up. So now I'm paranoid. I'm not smoking no more. I'm not drinking no more. I'm paranoid. So I'm like, man, I need to find a way to tell Charlotte I'm about to dip. So Charlotte like, oh, this is my song. So she grabbed my hand. She started dancing. You know what I'm saying? So she like, come here. She like, come upstairs. So we go upstairs. And she showed me her room. Her room was nice. It was like almost pimp my room out. I'm like, oh, this nice. She like, thank you. She like, yeah, and this room down here is my fun room. So I'll go to that room. And I'm like, so you have fun in this room a lot, huh? She like, I haven't had fun in this room about 2 years. I'm like, she like, but I go in there by myself and have some fun. I'm like, that's what's up. She like, you like to have fun? I'm like, I mean, I'm having fun right now. You know, I always try to be cool. I was never thirsty over nothing. You know what I'm saying? Never over no, ooh. So, you know, I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So she like, all right, let me show you what this do. So she had like some hot oil. It was like lotion though. But she put the lotion on me and she put it on my hand. And she kept rubbing it and you could feel it hot. She said, imagine if you put that somewhere else on me. And I'm like, oh, she like, have you ever played with stuff like this before? I'm like, nah. I'm like, I never have. She like, you want to? So all of a sudden, you hear Rod like, friend, you up here? Friend. So I'm like, so he comes with that. And when he locked eyes with me, he like, what y'all up in there doing? But it was like the way he locked eyes on me, like if I was cheating on him.